I have a bachelor's degree in industrial technology with a minor in business and a bachelor's degree in criminal justice. Those put together, gave me an education in both technical and legal aspects. And then dealing with contracts, you're dealing with the technical aspects of care delivery as well as the legal aspects of what goes in the contract and the deliverables. The minor in business also did a lot to help me with determining rates and projections and different things associated with that to give you what an income rate ought to be, a deliverable rate on financing of return for services, or in the RBRVS systems, where you look at units, the relative value units, and that have become very prevalent. We have 3 contract managers as well as myself. We cover the 4 areas of the United States, and it's broken up into the West, the Midwest, the Central, and the East. The contract managers are the direct contacts to the clinics that handle contract negotiations for them, get involved in some contract disputes when there are disputes with the different insurance companies, workers' comp agencies that a clinic will run into, because it's not a matter of if it occurs, it's a matter of when. And so they'll help them get into different agreements with the different plans. Then we also have a coding coordinator who has some specialty skills in coding compliance associated with Medicare. Got a real good educational system set up on what we call red light, green light. And when you learn more about it, you'll understand the red light, green light of what you can and can't do when you're billing Medicare. And a lot of that applies to a lot of the commercial plans as well. We have a couple of people that deal with credentialing, a credentialing specialist, as well as a provider relations representative who assists in credentialing, manages the database of information on all our providers, coordinates activities with what our CVO, which is our credentialing verification organization, because we're starting to move into delegated credentialing with a lot of the major health plans and some of our national contracts. What you'll see is a lag in claims payment time, and then we'll get with the clinic, usually the business office manager at the clinic, and they'll help get us the data, the information on what services were provided, what was charged, whether we'll have information on whether the benefits were verified or not, and we'll take that information and we'll deal with our contacts at the plan and take it from a level of not just one individual claim, but put it into a larger bucket of claims. And that gives us a little more clout to force a return faster. USPH representing some 400 plus clinics, it will give us advantages in some geographic areas because it's one of those things when a good example like Walmart. If Walmart controls the marketplace, they'll set the price. So if we have the ability to bring to the table more than anybody else and a service that they really need in a geographic area, we'll be able to get a better price because we're representing more to the plan, and the plan can sign one contract and get all the physical therapy or occupational therapy services they need in any geographic area. Well, to contract with a health plan for an individual physical therapist who decides, I'm tired of working for a hospital, I want to go out on my own, I've got my entrepreneurial spirit going, they'll contact a health plan. And all of the big national plans, the Uniteds, the Blue Crosses, they've all gone to either national or regional contact numbers or contact via the web. And what happens, it's really become kind of like the black hole. You send in your information, and when they finally get around to you, then they'll send you some information, or they'll send you a letter saying our network is full, and things like that occurring. And the network being full is occurring more and more often now. But since we have contacts, very good established contacts, because we have 400 plus clinics, and say, oh yeah, well we can add that clinic to this geographic region because it's one that's already part of your agreement. Well, here's something that, I'll share a story of something that just recently happened that was a huge win for the providers of USPH. One of the major carriers is in the process of, in a state-by-state rotation, rolling out their physical, occupational, speech, and chiropractic care to a carve-out company. And that carve-out company is taking out a new pricing mechanism, a case rate or a severity index case rate system, which severely impacts the revenue of the providers. We were able to, our contract manager was able to leverage our current relationship with that plan and our national contract and use that in such a manner through the relationship that she built to keep us out of that system and stay on our national contract for across the United States. So right now there's 4 states moving into that program, and at least for the foreseeable future, we won't have to worry about that with that major player. The value of that to a partner, we'll give you this example. You'll get roughly from this plan anywhere from $60 to $80 per visit. Now, that case rate plan, using the same number of average visits for treatment of a patient from first seen to release, would have brought it down to about $25 a visit. So if you equate that out to every time we see a patient, that's about $70, per visit per patient. Well, what I like most about my job, I'll put it like this: I like winning. Love to win. When anytime I deal with an insurance company and we come out on top, that's a win. My father was a dentist, and I heard throughout my life, the difficulties that he had dealing with insurance companies, and one of the things that's been said is that healing is an art, medicine is a science, and healthcare is a business. And the physical therapist, occupational therapist, spend years studying the art and science of what they do, but they really don't get the business. So what they need is somebody like me and other people here at USPH to help them with the business, so we're all successful that way.